What if I told you that the single most effective thing you could do today to prevent a fall, more effective than any balance gadget, any grip sock, any bathroom handrail, is not something you buy, not something you install, and not a new exercise routine? The answer is simpler than that. It is a change in how you walk. One small, specific adjustment to a movement you have been doing your entire life, and almost certainly doing wrong for the last several years without knowing it. After spending years working with adults over 70, I have seen this pattern more times than I can count. A person comes to me after a fall. They feel confused. They feel embarrassed. They say, "I was just walking across the kitchen. I was not doing anything unusual." And they are right. They were not doing anything unusual. That is exactly the problem, because the way they walk every single day has quietly become dangerous. And nobody ever told them. Today I am going to change that for you. I am going to show you what is most likely happening in your walk right now, why it is putting you at serious risk, and the one simple change that can begin protecting you immediately, starting with your very next step. No equipment, no gym, just one adjustment that could genuinely save your life. I tested this on my own father, age 74. He had been shuffling for years. He had fallen twice in the previous year. After just 4 weeks of practicing this one simple change, his step length increased, his confidence returned, and he stopped grabbing furniture when he walked. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to make the same change. I spent 4 weeks testing this single walking adjustment on my father. He is 74 years old. He had developed what I call shuffle gait, short, hesitant steps, feet barely leaving the ground, upper body leaning forward, eyes fixed on the floor. He had fallen twice in the previous year, once in the kitchen, tripping over a rug edge, once in the garage, catching his toe on a crack in the concrete. Neither fall caused a serious injury, but both shook his confidence. He started walking more cautiously. His steps got shorter. His feet stayed closer to the ground. He held onto walls and furniture. He stopped going for walks. He told me he just felt safer being careful. But careful walking was actually making him more vulnerable. His muscles were getting weaker, his balance was getting worse, and his risk of falling was actually increasing. Then I showed him one simple change, not a complicated exercise routine, not a new walking aid, just a different way to place his foot with each step. After 2 weeks, he said his legs felt lighter. After 3 weeks, he stopped holding onto furniture. After 4 weeks, he walked to the mailbox and back without thinking about his steps. One change. 4 weeks. That is all it took. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to do the same. But first, let me ask you something. Do you shuffle your feet when you walk? Do you keep your eyes fixed on the floor in front of you? Do you hold onto walls or furniture for balance? Have you had a close call or a fall in the past year? Do you feel unsteady on your feet, especially on uneven surfaces? If you answered yes to any of these, your walking pattern may be putting you at risk, and the fix is simpler than you think. Here is what most people do not understand about walking after 70. Walking is not just a movement. It is a complex coordination of muscles, nerves, and balance systems. When you walk correctly, your body moves through a smooth, efficient pattern. Your heel hits the ground first. Your weight rolls forward through your arch. Your toes push off behind you to drive the next step. Your arms swing naturally. Your head stays level. Your gaze looks ahead, not down. This is how human beings are designed to walk. It is stable, efficient, and safe. But as we age, something happens. Fear creeps in, muscles weaken. The walking pattern changes. The heel strike disappears. The foot starts landing flat or even toe first. The steps get shorter. The feet slide instead of lifting. The upper body leans forward. The eyes drop to the floor. The arms stop swinging. This is called shuffle gait. It feels careful and safe. In reality, it is one of the most dangerous walking patterns your body can adopt. When your feet shuffle close to the ground, any irregularity on the surface, a rug edge, a slight rise in the flooring, a crack in the sidewalk, becomes an instant trip hazard. There is simply not enough clearance between your foot and the floor for anything to go wrong without it going very wrong. And because your steps are short and your weight is already pitched forward, the moment your toe catches something, your body has no time and no room to recover. The fall happens before you even realize you are falling. A study from the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society found that older adults with a shuffle gait were more than 3 times more likely to fall in the next year compared to those with a normal walking pattern. 3 times. Not because they were weaker, because their walking pattern had become inherently unstable. But here is the good news. Shuffle gait is not permanent. It is not a sign that you are too old to walk safely. It is a habit, and habits can be changed. The one change that reverses shuffle gait is simple. You need to start walking with a heel strike. Here is what that means. Every step you take should begin with your heel. Reach your heel slightly forward and let it make contact with the ground first. Feel your weight shift forward through your foot. Let your toes push off behind you as you step. Lift your foot. Do not slide it. Pick it up. Reach it forward. Land on the heel. When you do this correctly, several things happen simultaneously. Your step length naturally increases, which improves your stability and forward momentum. Your foot clears the ground properly, which eliminates the risk of catching on surface irregularities. Your posture automatically improves. The heel strike pulls your weight back and upright out of that forward-leaning shuffle position, and your hip flexors, glutes, and core are suddenly being asked to work again, which begins rebuilding the very strength that protects you from falls. One change, one adjustment, but it triggers a chain reaction throughout your entire body that begins working for you rather than against you with every single step. Now let me show you the 5 exercises that will make this new walking pattern feel natural, automatic, and strong. Exercise number 1. Conscious heel strike walk. Before anything else, you need to practice the heel strike itself slowly, deliberately, and with full awareness. Most people who have been shuffling for months or years have genuinely lost the motor pattern of a proper heel strike. The neural pathway that produces it has faded from disuse. This exercise rebuilds it by asking your brain and your legs to practice the movement correctly, repetition by repetition, until it starts to become automatic again. Here is how to do it. Find a clear hallway or a long open space along a wall. Stand at one end with one hand, lightly touching the wall for safety if needed. Begin walking, but this time, think about nothing except your heel. With every single step, consciously reach your heel slightly forward and let it land first. Feel the contact. Feel your weight roll through the foot. Feel your toes push off. Take 10 steps forward this way. Turn carefully using small marching steps and walk back 10 steps. That is 1 set. Complete 3 sets. Rest for 30 seconds between sets. What to focus on? Slow down significantly for this exercise. Speed is the enemy of relearning. The slower you walk, the more conscious control you have over each step, and the stronger the neural signal you are sending to your brain. Think of this as reprogramming, not just walking. Once you feel comfortable with the heel strike on flat ground, try it on a slightly different surface. Carpet versus hardwood, for example. The slight variation forces your nervous system to adapt and generalize the pattern, which is exactly what you need for real-world safety. Exercise number 2. High knee march. One of the most direct consequences of shuffle gait is that the hip flexors, the muscles responsible for lifting your leg with each step, become progressively weaker. When they are weak, your foot clearance drops. When foot clearance drops, every rug, every threshold, every uneven surface is a potential trip. This exercise specifically targets those hip flexors and rebuilds the lifting reflex that keeps your feet safely above the ground with every stride. Here is how to do it. Stand behind a sturdy chair with both hands resting lightly on the back for support. March in place, lifting your right knee toward your chest as high as you comfortably can, then lowering it back to the floor with control. Then lift the left knee. That is 1 full repetition. Complete 15 repetitions on each side. 30 total lifts at a slow, deliberate pace. The lift should feel effortful. If it feels too easy, you are not going high enough. What to focus on? Stand tall throughout. Do not lean your upper body backward as your knee rises. Keep your torso upright. The lifting work should come entirely from your hip, not from momentum or body lean, and control the descent just as carefully as the lift. The lowering phase is equally important for building the eccentric strength your leg needs when your foot returns to the ground. As this becomes easier, practice the march while moving forward slowly through your hallway, lifting each knee before stepping, then placing your heel down first. You are now combining this exercise directly with exercise 1, which is the closest simulation of proper walking you can train at home. Exercise number 3. Stride length walk. Shuffle gait shortens your stride dramatically, often to half or less of what it was in younger years. A short stride is an unstable stride. It reduces your momentum, disrupts your balance rhythm, and forces your center of gravity into an awkward forward-pitched position. This exercise gently challenges you to extend your stride length back toward a safer, more stable range, rebuilding the confidence and muscle memory that a proper walking gait requires. Here is how to do it. Place 2 pieces of tape on the floor of your hallway about 18 inches apart. This is your target stride length. Stand at one end. Take a step forward and aim to land your heel at or just beyond the second piece of tape. Then step with your other foot, landing the heel at the same distance. Walk the length of the hallway this way, 10 full strides, then turn and return. Complete 2 full lengths of the hallway. Focus entirely on step length and heel contact. What to focus on? Do not lunge or overreach. The goal is a comfortable, natural extension of your stride, not a dramatic exaggeration. If 18 inches feels too far, start with 12. The distance matters less than the habit of reaching that heel forward with intention on every step. Over time, move the tape markers slightly further apart, half an inch at a time, to progressively challenge your stride length. Most people are surprised by how quickly their stride naturally lengthens once they begin training it consciously. Exercise number 4. Slow motion walk. Speed is where proper walking mechanics break down. When we walk fast, or even at our normal everyday pace, we rely on habit and momentum rather than conscious muscle control. For someone rebuilding a walking pattern, speed is the enemy. The slow motion walk removes speed from the equation entirely, forcing every muscle involved in walking to work independently and with full control. It is one of the most powerful neurological training tools available for relearning safe movement. Here is how to do it. Stand at one end of your hallway. Begin walking at the slowest pace you can physically manage. So slow that each step takes a full 3 to 4 seconds to complete. Lift your foot. Pause briefly in the air. Reach the heel forward. Lower it to the floor. Feel the weight shift. Push off with the toes and begin the next step. Walk the full length of the hallway in this slow motion style. Turn carefully and return. That is 1 set. Complete 2 sets. This will feel strange. Slow motion walking is genuinely difficult because it removes all the shortcuts that habitual movement relies on. Every wobble you feel is your balance system being trained. Every correction your ankle makes is your nervous system rebuilding its responsiveness. Embrace the difficulty. It is the whole point. Try closing your eyes for 2 or 3 slow motion steps once you feel steady near the wall. This dramatically increases the proprioceptive challenge and accelerates the neurological adaptation you are building. Exercise number 5. Obstacle step over. The controlled environment of a hallway is a starting point, but real life is full of obstacles. Rugs, door thresholds, pet toys, electrical cords, garden hoses. Every one of these is a potential trip hazard for someone with shuffle gait and low foot clearance. This exercise trains your brain and your legs to detect an obstacle, lift the foot high enough to clear it, and land safely on the other side, which is the exact sequence your body needs to execute in a fraction of a second when real life presents the same challenge. Here is how to do it. Place a pool noodle, a rolled-up towel, or a similarly soft, lightweight object on the floor of your hallway. It should be about 4 to 6 inches high. Stand a few feet back from the obstacle with a wall or chair within reach for support. Walk toward the obstacle at a normal controlled pace. When you reach it, lift your right foot deliberately, high enough to clear the obstacle with room to spare, and step over. Then lift your left foot and clear the obstacle completely. Continue walking a few steps beyond it. Turn carefully and return stepping over the obstacle again. Complete 5 passes in each direction. 10 total stepovers. Do not rush as you approach the obstacle. Slow down slightly as you get close. Pick your foot up early, well before you reach the object, and make a conscious, confident step. The goal is to train your brain to recognize an obstacle, respond in advance, and execute the clearance with control rather than panic. Once this feels easy, try varying the height of the obstacle. Slightly higher 1 week, a different texture the next. You can also practice stepping over it while carrying something light in one hand, which is a more accurate simulation of the way real-life trips tend to happen. Now, let me tell you about the 5 most common mistakes people make when trying to change their walking pattern. Mistake number 1. Looking down at your feet. When you look down, your balance system gets confused. Your head drops forward, shifting your center of gravity. Your neck and shoulders tense up. Look straight ahead. Your peripheral vision will tell you where the ground is. Trust it. Mistake number 2. Rushing the process. Changing a walking pattern takes time. You have been shuffling for months or years. It will take weeks to retrain your nervous system. Be patient. Do not expect to walk perfectly on day 1. Mistake number 3. Walking in socks on a hard floor. Socks are slippery. When you practice these exercises, wear non-slip shoes or go barefoot on a carpeted surface. Your feet need grip to feel safe. Mistake number 4. Gripping the chair too tightly when practicing. Your hands should rest lightly on the chair for balance. If you grip tightly, you are using your arms instead of your legs. Trust your legs. Use the chair as a safety net, not a crutch. Mistake number 5. Giving up after a few days. Your brain needs repetition to build new neural pathways. 1 or 2 days of practice is not enough. Commit to 30 days of consistent practice. That is how long it takes to create a new habit. Now let me answer the 5 most common questions people ask about changing their walking pattern. Question 1. How long until I see results? Most people notice their steps feel longer and lighter within 2 weeks. Significant improvement in balance and confidence within 4 weeks. Full integration of the new walking pattern within 8 to 12 weeks. Be patient. 2. Can I do these exercises if I use a cane or walker? Yes. Keep your mobility aid nearby. Use it for support. The goal is to improve your walking pattern, not to eliminate your aid immediately. As your strength and confidence improve, you may find you need it less. Question 3. What if I have a knee or hip replacement? Consult your physical therapist or surgeon before starting. These exercises are generally safe, but your specific situation may require modifications. Start slowly and move within your pain-free range. Question 4. What if I feel dizzy while practicing? Stop immediately. Sit down. Rest. If dizziness persists, talk to your doctor. Some people have inner ear or blood pressure issues that affect balance. Get clearance before continuing. Question 5. Can I practice these exercises outside? Yes, once you feel confident indoors. Start on flat, smooth surfaces. Gradually move to slightly uneven ground like grass or packed dirt. Always walk in a safe area with something nearby to hold on to if needed. Now let me give you a practical 10-step protocol to master the heel strike walking pattern. Step 1. Find a clear hallway or open space. Place a chair or wall within reach for safety. Step 2. Wear non-slip shoes or go barefoot on a carpeted surface. Step 3. Stand tall, shoulders back, chin level, eyes looking straight ahead. Step 4. Take a slow step. Reach your heel forward and land it first. Step 5. Feel your weight roll through your foot from heel to toe. Step 6. Push off with your toes behind you to drive the next step. Step 7. Lift your foot. Do not slide it. Pick it up. Step 8. Swing your arms naturally. Let them move with your steps. Step 9. Practice the conscious heel strike walk for 10 steps. Turn, return. Repeat 3 times. Step 10. Add the other exercises one at a time over the coming weeks. Start with the heel strike walk. Add the high knee march after 1 week. Add the stride length walk after 2 weeks. Add the slow motion walk after 3 weeks. Add the obstacle step over after 4 weeks. Let me quickly recap the 1 change, the 5 exercises, the 5 mistakes, the 5 questions, and the 10 steps, the 1 change. Heel strike. Reach your heel forward and land it first with every step. The 5 exercises. Conscious heel strike walk, high knee march, stride length walk, slow motion walk, obstacle step over. The 5 mistakes: looking down, rushing, wearing socks on hard floors, gripping the chair too tightly, giving up too soon. The 5 questions: timeline, Wicks, cane or walker, use them, joint replacement, consult doctor, dizziness, stop and rest outdoors, start safe. The 10 steps: find safe space, wear non-slip shoes, stand tall, heel strike, roll through foot, push off with toes, lift foot, swing arms, practice 10 steps, add exercises gradually. Here is the truth that most people never hear. The way you walk after 70 is not a fixed thing. It is not determined by your age. It is determined by your habits, and habits can be changed. The shuffle gait that feels careful and safe is actually dangerous. The heel strike that feels unfamiliar is actually safe. It is the way you walked as a young adult. It is the way your body was designed to walk. You have not lost the ability. You have just forgotten the pattern. And patterns can be relearned. My father is proof. He went from shuffling and holding onto walls to walking confidently to the mailbox. He went from being afraid of falling to not thinking about his steps at all from one change. One adjustment to how he placed his foot with each step. If this video changed how you see walking after 70, hit like so. Winds of thought can bring you more science of the body you inhabit. And comment below, will you try the heel strike, starting with your very next step? Type, I am starting today, and share your age. Your walking pattern has been waiting for this change. Start today. Send this video to someone who needs to hear it. Your parent who shuffles when they walk. Your friend who holds onto walls. Your spouse who has stopped going for walks because they feel unsteady. Their walking pattern is not permanent. They just need one change. You do not need expensive gadgets. You do not need complicated exercises. You need to reach your heel forward and land it first. Start today. Your next step could be the safest step you have taken in years.